reality is we can't be ourselves in the Episcopal Church and take the step of resettling white Afrikaners from South Africa. Our church has a long commitment to racial justice and reconciliation.
Damn. Even the churches are saying no. I know, as far as churches go, the Episcopal Church is sometimes pretty base, and I'm saying this as someone who does not like organized religion in general. But for a church like that, who has for years been part of a program where they help resettle refugees in the United States, for them to say, absolutely not, should tell you something. Because the refugees that they're refusing to help settle are the white Afrikaners from South Africa. Let me make this perfectly clear. According to the actual data, these people are not being targeted for anything. What they're actually on the run from is equality. That's what they're escaping from. And they're taking refuge in the United States. So what does that tell you? But even if they were, I thought MAGA was against giving people in danger any sort of asylum. Their claim, however, which happens to be the exact same claim that site woo premicists make, that there's a G-side happening against people who look like them. They claim that thousands of white South African farmers are taken every year, when in reality, the total amount of farmers taken each year, not just white, is actually an average of 50. Now, granted, South Africa does have an issue with farm attacks because there's often weapons and cash used to pay farm workers laying around, so they're convenient targets for robbery. Even if you extend the meaning of farm attack to include everyone who lives rurally on a small plot of land, the total number between 2023 and 2024, for example, is 447. And again, this is total. That's an average of 1.22 people a day, not the 60 they claim. And it just so happens that white South Africans make up 7% of the population, but own around 70% of commercial farmland. If you're not sure why, well, it's because for a very long time, they were the only people who could legally own it. But here's the thing. South Africa has a really high crime rate in the first place, with more than 27,000 people taken in 2023. But the vast majority of victims is overwhelmingly young black men. And while it's hard to know exactly what percentage of the farmers that are taken are white because the police don't actually track that, it's not 100%. The only clear percentage I could find was from 2001, so take this with a grain of salt. And back then, 61.6% of the victims were white. Again, they own the vast majority of commercial farmland, so one should expect them to be the vast majority of victims in farm attacks, especially if the goal is robbery, which all the evidence points to. They are by far the wealthiest group and likely to be the best targets, sorry. So in reality, at best, what this actually seems to be a reaction to is a law that was recently passed that allows in rare cases for land expropriation without compensation. But despite this law being put on the books, it has yet to be used. First of all, it's like not all willy-nilly. Secondly, that is exactly what white South Africans did to black South Africans. So do you finally admit it was wrong? Regardless, it seems like these people aren't actually at any risk of this happening. But even if they were, does that mean that now poverty makes you eligible for asylum in the United States? I just want to get it clear. Point is, the Episcopalian Church has said no to helping a bunch of Yahtzees resettle. Good for you.